Trump has lied to the American people. He duped them. He hoodwinked them. He said he was going after criminals, rapists, gang members, and that's who he would be deporting. That is absolutely false. And there is now study after study that has shown that the vast majority of immigrants who have been detained in order to be deported had not only had no criminal convictions, but have not been charged with any crimes. The Cato Institute on June 20th released a report saying 65% of people taken by ICE had no convictions, 93% had no violent convictions. And just today, the city in New York City released a very detailed evaluation of what is going on at 26 Federal Plaza, with which Ms. Ostolaza had talked about, and we will talk about in a second. The average length of stay of individuals who have been staying there through mid-June is 102 hours. And some people have spent as many as 8 days or more, and I think Ms. Ostolaza has talked about anecdotal evidence of people staying even longer than that. And they also analyzed the number of the people who have been kept there, and of the 1,453 people imprisoned inside that building in May and June, 67% have not been convicted or charged with any crimes. Ms. Ostolaza, you mentioned in your opening statement and your testimony, and Congresswoman Ramirez, I think, did a very good job of documenting that so many of these immigrants who are being rounded up are pursuing legal pathways to immigration in this country. Can you explain a little bit about your clients who are following the law and going through the proper channels to immigrate to this country, who are being detained against the law?
Yes, absolutely. It is a really new scenario that we're seeing when so many people are detained, as I mentioned, at their court hearings, right? Like, right when they go to try to get asylum, to appear, even if, for example, the government is trying to take them out of the removal proceedings process and put them into expedited removal proceedings under some theory that they should be allowed to do that. And when judges deny that request, even then they're detained.
So wait, let me just stop you there. The judge denies the request by the government to dismiss the case, which would at least temporarily void their asylum claim, meaning that the asylum claim is still pending, right?
Correct.
And at that point, nonetheless detained, even though they are lawfully pursuing asylum.
Correct. That is the highest number of clients that we're seeing is from that group of people. I will say followed by people who are detained, their check-ins with ICE or with ISAP, the contractor.
Right. And this is at court hearings. It's amazing. I want to just in my last minute ask you a little bit about another very troubling circumstance. More than 100 detainees have been transferred in New York City to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, which is also in my district. One of the most inhuman and horrific federal prisons in the country that is now detaining nonviolent, non-criminal, non-charged immigrants. What do you know about the people who are transferred there?
Well, we're trying to learn more. We have many people who are seeking help, who are seeking representation that we're trying to reach, and we're slowly making it into contact with them, but we've had a lot of hurdles to even understand what are the options for them, who they are, and actually have a fulsome meeting where we can start their
Are you
cases.
aware, have you gotten any reports of the conditions in the MDC for the immigrant detainees?
Yeah, I overall, like the facilities, MDC, it's notoriously bad conditions, and that it doesn't change for the immigration side. But we don't even get to have as full of a picture because we are actively being impeded in providing full representation and really getting those interviews in. Attorneys have been turned away from in-person visits, and phone calls are really limited as well.